Hi. Good morning to you. I'm just here to fill your cup. I know what it's like to pour in everybody else's cup. And then your cup is like, hey, what about me? Your cup is like this right here, right? You need your cup poured into too. So I'm here to pour. Got some things that stood out for me over this past year. I want to share with you all, and hopefully this will fill your cup. I'll start off with my nuggets. I have some nuggets as well. The more uncomfortable we are with the no's, the more they will show up in our lives. Be okay with a no. A no is a step closer to a yes. For growth to occur, there has to be resistance. There will be resistance. The majority of pain that we feel is our resistance to change. If we don't have certainty, then we will protect others from us. The majority of pain we feel is our resistance to change. Change will happen. Change will occur. I am experiencing change right now, and it's so freaking uncomfortable, but it's necessary for growth. Value the experience of failure. Rarely do things make sense while we're in it. It only makes sense when we look back and we can see from experience. Let me say that again. Rarely do things make sense while we're in it. It's only when we look back that we can see from experience. If you're in something right now, it might not make no sense because you're in it. But on the other side of it, you get to look back and you say, oh, you pull out all the lessons from that experience, right? That's how life is lived forward, but we understand it by looking backward, right? I forgot who said that. But life is lived looking forward, going forward, but we understand by looking back. Man, I'm still learning off things I've done years ago. Like, what in the world, right? So that's the most truest statement I've heard in a while. We have to unbecome to become. Transformation is not about becoming anything. Transformation is unbecoming everything that we're not. Okay, I need to say that like 10 times. Transformation is not about becoming anything. Transformation is about unbecoming everything that we are not. That's transformation. Transformation is to be renewed, right? Our transformation is revealed as we unbecome everything we're not. Transformation is fluid. So those are the nuggets. Now I'm going to go into some things that spoke to me. I'm looking back on my notes, y'all. So what I do, I take notes in different areas. And this is the first part of the year. I'm now on book number maybe 2 or 3. This is what I do. I feed, I eat, I digest. Then I share what I've learned. So these are some things that I was looking in my book. I was going to teach about something else, but it's like, I feel like where we are right now, people are struggling and suffering in so many different areas. So I'm just here to pour. I'm here to fill your cup up. I'm here to fill your cup. This is my chai tea. I'm here to fill your cup up because you don't want to serve when your cup is like this. You want to serve from the overflow. Thank you. You want to serve from the overflow. Excuse me. So whatever's running out of your glass, you want to serve from that. Hi. Thank you. I got these glasses from, I forgot. Somewhere on Instagram. I forgot. I think Lensmart. That's where I got them from. So I want to share the first thing that stood out for me. What in your life has to end for joy to begin? I thought that was a powerful question. What in your life has to end for joy to begin? God got me. God got you. I forgive myself for leaving me and chasing them. Father, give unexplainable joy so sorrow can no longer hold me hostage. Right? If you only look at your problem, if you only look at your problem, your heart will heal. Let me say that again. If you only look at the problems, your heart will have a problem with your faith. When your heart heals, your vision, when your heart heals, your vision heals, your vision gets clearer. Let me say that. When your heart heals, your vision gets clear. Your heart is stuck, and this makes your vision unclear. When your heart is stuck, it makes your vision unclear. Like, I don't know what to do. What's going on? I feel stuck. Have you ever felt stuck? There's so many times I have felt stuck, and I had to reevaluate. Okay, so what's going on? Like, what? Let me clear my mirror. Right? Sometimes we have to clear our mirrors. Am I surrounded by people who are joy robbers? A lot of times, you surrounded by negative people that just don't have anything good to say. Everything you trying to do, how you gonna do that? Well, you think you can do that? Who you think you are? You have to be mindful of who you're around and who you listen to and where you go and what you're watching, and it's so important. That stuff matters. Okay. Joy is the fullness of the heart, knowing and believing God got me. Okay, so this is some more nuggets, y'all. Evaluate the history so we can use the destiny. Our behavior demonstrates what we believe about ourselves. Our behavior demonstrates what we believe about ourselves. That's so important. It's self-full to put yourself first. Pour from your overflow, not your cup. It's self-full to put yourself first, not selfish. It's self-full to put yourself first. Ask for what you want. Do not settle for something just because it's available. Ask for what you want. Do not settle for something just because it's available. Don't settle for things that will dim your light. Your light can be so brilliant that it blinds you. Your light can be so bright that it blinds you. Often we preach and teach what we need to learn for ourselves, right? Feedback is just information, reaction of what we do and how we show up to provide guidance. Most feedback is critical. Criticism. Feedback blames and controls and manipulates. Our criticism is feedback, telling you something you need to hear. When we think we're unworthy, we try to prove we deserve to be here. When we think we're unworthy, we try to prove ourselves why we should be here. Thank you. You know what? I like to inspire people because we need it. We don't need to beat each other down. I was listening to a word this morning, and they were talking about gossiping and how gossiping just beats us down. When you hear it, you share it. It keeps this ripple of this toxicity growing and going. So let's lift each other up instead of beating each other down. I'm here to lift everybody up, to pour into you, to inspire you, to motivate you. All of the good stuff, all the yummy stuff. When we think we're unworthy, we try to prove ourselves to be here. If you really love someone, love them enough to tell them the truth and believe they can handle it. If you love someone, love them enough to tell them the truth and believe that they can handle it. I am serving for me. Get comfortable with serving. How I overcame so many trials and tribulations. I just started serving. I started giving, right? In the middle of my heart being ripped into pieces, I started serving. I started sharing. I started helping somebody else. In my stuff, with my own stuff going on, I started helping other people. And my life has never been the same. And it also helps you heal, right? Whenever you live beyond someone's opinion of you, they will get mad. You will make some people mad, and that's okay. Let me say that again. Whenever you live beyond someone's opinion of you, they will get mad. You will make some people mad, and that's okay. Wherever you think more of you than others, they will get mad. Because sometimes they don't think that for themselves. So a lot of times we see stuff in other people, and it's like, man, they're just confused. I don't call them mad. I call them confused. It doesn't have to be hard to let go and move on, or hold on and stay stuck. It doesn't have to be hard to let go and move on. You can hold on and stay stuck. Choose your pain, right? Keep it simple. The truth will keep it simple. The truth will cut through all the mess. The path to greatness: order, vision, trust, and faith. I refuse to fail. I refuse to fail. I don't know about y'all, but I refuse to fail. I learned that I needed to learn to trust myself. I learned that I needed to learn to trust myself. That's hard. That was hard because, from a childhood, I had this experience where I couldn't trust adults. So therefore, growing up, the belief was I couldn't trust adults. I'm an adult. I can't trust myself, right? A lot of stuff I had to unlearn. Who we are matters. What we do matters. The core of ingredients to trust is vulnerability. The core ingredients to trust is vulnerability. Some people were taught, don't you cry, don't you show emotions, don't you, and it's not healthy. It's okay to release those tears. It's okay to be vulnerable. It is okay. That's where trust is. That's where growth is. That's where the transformation is. Not just holding on to these things and storing. You become sick, right? Your body just be like, oh my, what's going on? Upset stomach, all kind of stuff. It affects your health. Impatience is a faith killer. Trust issues. Impatience is a faith killer. In order to have forgiveness, you have to forgive the anchor, the body, the energy, the thought, the feeling, the belief, and the action. What else I have here? Strategies. Okay. So thriving requires a strategy. We will not always be strong. Thriving requires a strategy. You will not always be strong. I know we were taught to be strong all the time, but sometimes you get tired of trying to be strong. Sometimes you're just not strong, right? This requires a strategy. You got to have a strategy for this stuff. Some people aren't sick enough of their sickness in order to change. Some people aren't sick enough of their sickness in order to change. Honey, I got sick and tired of me. The results were always the same. Nothing was changing because it started with me. It starts with you. You are the change. You are your own rescue. Nobody knows you like you know you. Nobody knows you like you know you. Get out of your own way. So this is something that something I heard and I wanted to share. I highlighted the whole thing because it really spoke to my heart. Stop looking in the rearview mirror at who you used to be. Stop looking at the rearview mirror at who you used to be. We learn to survive and not recover. Sometimes the storms in our life produce this invisibility that exists around our hearts. All you want to do is be invisible. Sometimes being a woman is like being in an aquarium. Have you ever had something to hurt you and that lasted longer than you expected? Have you ever had something to hurt you that lasted longer than you expected? I have. Can I be real? I have. I had learned to ignore the issue. And when you ignore it, it doesn't go away. It stays dormant in your body, right? And then then you're triggered. Somebody says something or does something, and now you're triggered because you've been storing this stuff. Triggers are just information. Triggers are an invitation for transformation, right? It's just like, okay, I'm triggered. So what's going on? What happened? Let me think back. What is happening right now, right? Let me take inventory of what's happening right now. What can I do right now in this moment, right? Investigate, like go inside, go within, because triggers are an invitation for investigation that leads to a transformation. Okay, where was I? We don't heal. We learn to walk. And when you don't heal, right, you learn to walk with a limp. When you don't heal, you learn to walk with a limp. And you don't recover. You must recover. You don't want to walk around with no limp. No, you must recover. If you have surgery, what happens? You don't just go out and start walking on the thing, whatever it is. You don't just go back to work the next day, right? If you have a major surgery, somebody cutting your body open, you have to heal. They say, okay, you're going to be at work 6 weeks. You're going to be at work 12 weeks. They don't tell you to go back to work tomorrow. We have to allow ourselves to heal and recover. After surgery, you go straight to the recovery room, right? So you come back to come out of the what's the thing they give you? Anesthesia. That I can't say that word right. But yeah, you got to come back, right? You have to wake back up. Then they take you to your room or they release you, whatever they do. But you don't just have surgery and you back out there. It don't work like that. You don't just break a bone and start. You don't just break your leg or your foot and start walking on it. You have to allow yourself time to heal. That's it. You can't start applying pressure. Can't start walking on it. No, you have to let it heal. Recovery. Let it heal. Give it time. That's huge. It's huge because I didn't do that. After that heartbreak, child, I was on to the next. I was numb. I was numb. I was numb. And I was hurting other people because I was still hurting. I never healed. I went immediately into another relationship. Then after that one, before I even got out of that one, I was immediately in another one. Because I could not be alone with me. I didn't know who I was. For sure, I didn't want to be alone with myself. Then I had to look at myself and work on me. No, I didn't want to face that until I had to. Right? He'll set you down. I'm like, oh my goodness. I can't point the finger at everybody else. Look at them other fingers pointing at me. I had to work on me because I allowed this stuff. I picked these people. I chose these people from this empty, hurtful, broken space. I had to do that work so I could pick better. But it all starts with me. Are you the person that the person you're looking for is looking for? We have these lists of what we want people to be, what we're looking for in a person. But are you the list? Like, have you done the work? Are you in the work? True, people are going to come with their bags. But you don't want them unloading them on you, right? You got your bag, you deal with your bag, and I deal with my bag. And together we coexist together. We work on this together. But we got a lot of stuff got to be healed first before we just go jumping into relationships and wonder why nothing ever works. Nothing ever worked for me. Nothing. Like, I was just a serial dater. Just on to the next, because I didn't want to face me. I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror because I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know who I was. That took work, personal development, relational intelligence, coaching. It took so much work. And I'm just forever in action, forever in just work in progress. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. Hello. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. So let me go on with this. My life may not be picture perfect. It doesn't have to be picture perfect. He can see your past brokenness. Stop thinking too low. God has big things for you. What God is doing in your life requires the people in your life to either grow up or go. There's some people I had to let go of. There's some places I had to stop going because it wasn't allowing me to. I was stuck. I was stagnant. So I had to let go you have to let go of things, a lot of things and people in order to go up. If not, you're just stuck in a cycle and nothing ever changes. Nothing changes and nothing changes. It all starts with us. Stop pretending to be what everybody else needed me to be. Stop pretending to be what everybody else needed me to be. Did that. Whatever somebody wanted me to be, whatever they wanted me to do, I did it because I did not know who I was. When you don't know who you are, you will always say yes to everybody. What you need me to do? Yes. You want to go here? Yeah. You want to do this? Yes. You just, when they call you names, you be like, yep, that's who I am. Because you don't know. You just being whatever they need you to be. Been there, done that. It does not work, okay? She rises because she didn't mind coming from behind and touching his garment. She rose because she didn't mind coming from behind and touching his garment. You know the story. So this right here is boundaries, right? So when it comes to boundaries, protect you. They're not for the other person. The other person doesn't have to respect them. They don't have to agree with them. The boundaries are for you. We must set boundaries. We don't grow in the dark. We grow in the light. Okay. Our day begins when we rest. We need to go to sleep. Your day begins when you rest. When you go to bed at night, that's when your day begins. That's because you're resting. You're resting your body. That is self-care. You have to make sure you're not hungry when you go to bed. Oh, you might have some terrible dreams. You go to bed hungry. Self-regulation, so much aware of my worth. I have a choice not to be in this engagement. The alarm is the anger, the anxiety. Consider the source. Don't lose yourself. Know when to leave. Don't lose yourself. Know when to leave. Certain conversations, certain environments, you have to know when to leave. Okay? If it involves me, feeling sad or depressed or angry, I need to leave this. I need to leave this environment. I don't have to explain anything to anybody. I have to go. That's it. Just leave. And maybe you won't even want to say that. Just get up and just leave. That's it. That's it. Because any situation that's going to pull you out of your character, right? Any situation that is just unsafe is a situation you should not be in. We have to take care of our mental health. All right. Whatever capacity that is. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. It does not. Do what's best for you. You know when something ain't feeling right in your body. You know when something is off. We feel these things. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to that. Be able to say no and be able to take a no. Be able to say no and be able to take a no. Once your vision gets clear, guess what? You'll be able to say no on a lot of things, right? When you don't know, everything's a yes. But when you know your goals, you know your vision, you know your purpose, your plans. No. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Nope. I'm not going there. Nope. I don't want to be around that person. No. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain your no. No. That's it. Done. End of discussion. Porous boundaries. Weaken, unexpressed, and people-pleasing. That's poor boundaries. Weaken, unexpressed, and people-pleasing. Rigid boundaries. Building walls and keeping people out to feel safe. Healthy boundaries are when your past doesn't show up in your present. Seeking balance is better than trying to be better. Am I growing to a space where I can manage a city called me? Am I growing to a space where I can manage a city called me? Some people can't manage themselves. And when you can't manage yourself, it looks like I'm cussing somebody out. When you can't manage yourself, we see it all the time. And it's not about what the person did. It's a lot of stuff that they have been storing. Life is lifing. And somebody says something and it boils over. It's like a pot. And you have it up real high, right? And the water going to start boiling out of it. That's what happens. It's not necessarily what you did. You just might happen to be a casualty of what's going on inside of them. It happens a lot. You have to be able to manage a city called me. You got to be able to manage you. You find yourself in a situation like that, leave before it escalates. Get out of that environment because you don't want to do anything that's going to have you arrested, go to jail, hurt somebody, hurt yourself. So we have to think about that. Like breathe, take a deep breath, recenter, refocus, and excuse yourself. Do what you got to do to protect you. Protect the gift that God has given within me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and that includes me. Right? Sometimes we are our own weapon formed against ourselves, in our own way, harming ourselves. Self-abuse room, right? Talking bad about yourself, putting yourself down. Sometimes we are the weapon formed against ourselves. You got to stop doing that. Okay, what else I have? Okay, so this right here. What do you say under pressure? You got to get rest. Sleep is self-care. Sleep is self-care. Your body will put you down if you don't get rest and sleep. Your body will put you down if you don't get rest and sleep. Hello, your body will put you down if you don't get sleep and rest. My sleep deprivation only affects me. Your sleep deprivation only affects you. You will be sick. Your body will shut down. You kind of go. Your body say, oh, no, girl, we sat down. We laying down, matter of fact, for a couple weeks. Been there, done that. I was out 6 weeks in 2021, had to have surgery. And I was like, oh, my goodness, it was the worst, but the best at the same time because I know that I needed rest, right? So I had to just do nothing. And that felt good to just sometimes, you know what? Self-care is just, I'm not doing nothing today. I'm just taking care of me. I'm just taking care of me, okay? Sleep makes everything else better. Make time for yourself. Sleep matters. Sleep solution. When your sleep is broken, our body naturally releases melatonin when it's dark. So when it's dark, you relax, you're ready to go to sleep. And there are different things, if you can't sleep, like you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't go back to sleep, I want you to wiggle your toes like this right here. I learned it from that doctor on Instagram. And it works. You wiggle your toes like this right here and it makes you feel sleepy. So if you ever wake up in the middle of the night, you're like just laying here, I can't sleep, what's going on? You can pray also. But also wiggle your toes. It makes you feel sleepy. It really does. I did it and it works. Okay, so what else we have here? Mental hygiene. Have you ever heard of mental hygiene? It is important. As soon as you play big, you will have anxiety. Mental hygiene starts with you. Hygiene of the mind, intangible, invisible, mental, emotional, social. Only you can do the mental hygiene on your mental. You can't see depression. You can't see anxiety. You can't see that stuff. And sometimes people are experiencing that and don't even know it. Mental hygiene. You have to be intentional about your mental health. When you mind your mental, you're more clear. When you mind your mental, you're more clear. When you get all cluttered and foggy brain, have you ever been foggy brain? If you ever had COVID, a lot of times this is one of the side effects. On brain fog, you just can't think. You just forget stuff. You just don't even know. You just don't even know you're foggy, and you don't even know it. I don't know if y'all know that's a whole thing. Like you can get foggy. Everything is unclear. You just feel stuck, right? When you mind your mental, you're more clear. I know I wasn't okay when someone told me I wasn't okay. As women, we know how to wear masks very well. Ladies, as women, we know how to wear masks really well. I'm fine, I'm great, I'm good. Knowing good well, it's a lie, right? A lot of times, maybe you don't feel safe enough to share with this person. Like a lot of people say, well, how are you doing? Like if I really told you how I was doing, do you have the capacity to embrace that, to help me? A lot of times we just have this automatic response. How are you? I'm great. I'm good. I'm doing wonderful. And a lot of times it's not the truth. It's not. It's just this programming that we have, this automated thing that we have. And I'm good. I'm okay. And it's really not. And it's okay not to be okay. Here's the thing. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay. Be honest. You know what? Today, I just don't even know what I am. I don't know how I feel. I need to take time for me. Self-care, resting, going for a walk, like doing the things that make you feel good about you instead of always pouring into other people. We just pour, and then our cup is empty. We have nothing left. So you must pour into you. I pour into me by listening to books. I pour into me by listening to music. I pour into me by dancing, just laughing, singing. It opens up your endorphins, like doing different things to intentionally feel better, right? It all starts with us. There's a certain level of hygiene needed for your mental. Okay, so I'm going to share this story, and I wrote this story on March the 1st of 2022. That's why I love writing down the dates on these things. So let me share my story. I remember a time when I was seeking love and validation in other places. I'm an author, a coach, an owner of 3 businesses. When I was in a dark place, I didn't know who I was. I was what everybody else wanted me to be. There was a lot of distraction. You must know who you are and know where you're going. Do you know where you're going? Do you know what you want? Do you know who you are? A few years ago, I was sitting right where you are. I knew I wanted more. I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know how to get it or what it looked like. God sent the right people in my life that led me to me. Do you want your story to change? It's up to you. My question is, what are you going to do? The change starts with you. The change starts with you. I got sick and tired of me. I was in this cycle and nothing was changing. Nothing. Nothing until I made an investment in myself in personal development and with a coach. I had to, because you can't be your best self by yourself. We're not meant to do life alone. We can't be our best self by ourselves. There's some areas that I need support in. Like I got coaching on, was it Wednesday night? Yeah, Thursday night. You can't be your best self by yourself. Coaches need coaches too. So if this is something that, if you feel stirred up by what I've been talking about thus far and you want to have a conversation, I am here to support you. This is what I do. Okay. So just want to drop that on off there. You know what? Let me read this right here because I wasn't planning on reading this, but this is good. One fear is self. Self is the biggest critic. Fear in your mind making up the worst thing happening. No one likes the fear of rejection. So my fear recently, I'm transitioning to a new position, and I did not want to tell the people I work with that I was leaving because I feared what they were going to say to me. I feared they were going to plant seeds of doubt that I couldn't move into this new position. I couldn't be this new person, right? This new change, like this new transition. I felt the need to just hold back and not share that with them because they depend on me for so many things, like not just work stuff. Like I'm the cheerleader, I'm the coach, I'm the therapist, I'm like the person just like lifts, like I shine my light wherever I go. And so when I shared this, I was like, oh man, I was worried about how it was gonna feel. And then once I shared it, it wasn't what I thought. Like they were excited and happy for me. And that wasn't what I thought in my head. So a lot of times we overthink things and make them out to be something that they're not, right? They celebrate me. Yeah, they're sad to see me go, but they're excited for me and happy for me. And so that self-doubt, the biggest critic is us. The biggest enemy is us. The biggest enemy is the inner me. Like, do you tend to beat yourself up? Do you tend to talk bad to yourself? I do. And I have to shift that. I'm like, oh no, we're not doing that, girl. That's not you. That's not you. Don't do that. Don't. Okay, just wanted to share that. That came out of nowhere. But somebody need to hear that. So when you don't understand your purpose or your reason for what you're doing, they want to kill you. When you don't understand it. I don't know why I wrote that. That must be what I heard. Maybe I heard like that. Maybe I didn't. You can unlearn fear just the way you learned it. It affects you. Effects of fear are limiting beliefs. Imposter syndrome. That was me. Who do you think you are? You think you're going to go over and do that job? Really? You think you got that in you? You think you can do that? Imposter syndrome. It shows up. You be doubting yourself. And somebody saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Help my unbelief. Help my belief and my unbelief. Like sometimes people believing in me be like, wow, I must can do it. Because sometimes I don't see that in myself. And we tend to doubt ourselves. We tend to be our biggest critic. Okay? Confusion, forgetfulness, demotivation, stagnation, and ignorance. Fear is the body tightening up in case something happens. Fear is the body. Oh, don't do that. Don't you do that. Because the fear want to keep you safe. Fear is designed to keep you safe. Right? They say false evidence appearing real. No, it's real evidence. Because it really could be fear. Like you're scared. Like say there's a car flying down the road and you didn't see it. You step out. Yeah, that's real. That's not false evidence. It's real evidence. You face, embrace, release, ask questions. That's it. You know what? It's safe for me to do this, and I'm going to do that and do it. The fear is not about the action. It's about the feeling of what happens after the action. That's all it's about. Fear is about, well, what if it don't work? What if they don't like me? And what if this? That's the fear. That's the fear. What if I get hurt? You know, that's the fear. It's not the thing that you fear. It's the action after that. Action silence fear. Action silences fear. When you do it, guess what? That fear gone. Well, girl, she gonna do this thing anyway. Action silences the fear. The best way to handle fear, prove it false. The best way to handle fear, prove it false. Okay, I'm done for real after this right here. The power of no. Is anybody listening? The power of no. Give up your timeline. God's ways aren't your ways. A lot of times, ladies, by the time I turn this, I want to have this, I want to have that, I want to be married, I want to have kids, I want to have my house, I had all that stuff too. My 40th birthday, let me tell you what happened on my 40th birthday. The day before, I went on a cruise to Bahamas. The day before I went on the cruise, my car was repossessed while I was at the gym. Okay, I went on my cruise anyway. What can I do about that? I went on my cruise, had a great time. But right before I turned 40, I was like, I was just so depressed because it was like, I'm not married. I'm not in my home yet. I'm not purchasing my home yet. My credit ain't the best. Like, I'm just a whole hot mess about to turn 40. And nowhere have I crossed this deadline that society gave me. Right? Whose timeline are we living by? Whose timeline are we living by? It's not ours. It's not our timeline. It's not. So I had to reevaluate that thing, right? I had to give up the timeline. Transformation costs something. Wherever you are, you're sensing restlessness, break out of your pattern. Wherever you are, you're sensing restlessness, break out of the pattern. Disappointment is when things don't happen we have an expectation for. Yeah, I was disappointed because I expected to have all these check marks that society told me I should have by the age of 40. I didn't have them. And I was disappointed. Who disappointed me? Me, with this timeline that I created from what I see other people talking about, right? Hearing about. Don't base your life on somebody else's timeline. Your timeline is your timeline. Things are going to happen when they're supposed to happen, how they're supposed to happen. That's it. So wherever you are right now, embrace it and trust the process. That's it. Wherever you are right now, embrace it. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. And every step counts, even the baby steps. Your life is bigger than one event. Your life is bigger than that one event. My life is bigger than that repossession right before my birthday, okay? You got to move on. Whatever it takes, do it so you can move on. You cannot have a hardened heart and expect God to move through it. Whatever happened, let it teach you, let it go. Whatever happened, let it teach you and let it go. What in your life has ended your joy? What in your life has to end for your joy to begin? What in your life has to end for your joy to begin? I forgive myself for leaving me and chasing them. Okay, I'm done for real. But yeah, that's it. That's it. That's my pour. And I hope something spoke to you. I hope you got something from this. I just wanted to share some things that some of my notes I've been taking this past year. This year's about over with, y'all. November. We're almost in the Happy New Year. We're almost there. We made it. We're still alive. We're still here. But during this time, y'all, is when tragic happens. Like people, loved ones transition. Right around the holidays, stuff like this happens. So just keep the faith. Keep the faith and make sure your cup is full. Find ways to fill your cup. Find things to do to fill your cup. Because this time can be sad for a lot of people. So just here to inspire and motivate you to keep on keeping on. You're here for a reason. You're still here. You still have a heartbeat. You're here for a reason. It's not over yet. You're not finished. It's only the beginning. Okay? It's never too late. Don't base your life on society's timeline or anybody else's timeline. Wherever you are is right where you're supposed to be. And if you look back on the past, look back from those experiences and how can I do it differently going forward? What can I do differently? Keep going forward. Keep taking those baby steps because every step counts. And remember that you can't be your best self by yourself. So those areas that you're not that fluid in, seek help, seek guidance in those areas. Resources, use resources, books, YouTube. There's so many resources out here. So just Whatever area you seek information in, you lack information in, look for that stuff. Okay? Can't be your best self by yourself. Get you a coach, get you a counselor, get you a therapist, get you somebody to help you thrive, not just survive. Thrive, not just survive, in all areas. So I'm complete. I went over, but I wanted to share this because during this time, we could feel down, we could feel sad, we could feel depressed and anxiety, like all those emotions, all those things we can feel. So I'm just here to pour in your cup, and I hope I poured into your cup today. I thank you for being here. Thank you. I thank you for being here. I thank you for your comments. I thank you for your attention and your time. Okay, and for those who are going to come and watch the replay, I thank you for your time as well. So have an amazing Saturday. Go be your best self. Do something for you. We tend to pour in everybody else and do everything for everybody. Work on, do something for you today. Do something to make you happy today. All right, love on you. Okay, because you only get one you. So make sure you love it on you and you're taking care of you. And that's all I have.